यशोदानन्दन व्रज जनरञ्जन 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 यमुनातीरवनचारी जय कुञ्ज बिहारी यमुनातीरवनचारी जय कुञ्ज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुञ्ज बिहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुञ्ज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय गुरुदेवा जय Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gaurmata Bhakti Center Bhakti Vrinda ki jai. So Hare Krishna devotees, welcome again for Sunday Bhagavatam discussion at Koramangala Center. So before we start, as usual, my request, those who can keep their video on, please keep a video on. So let's have a little more personal interaction possible. That's my, as usual, every time in discussion, request. Because it's not impossible, it's possible. We have seen many classes is happening. Because if you can keep your video on, will be great. And request possible, keep a pen and paper. So note down few points. And also I need one volunteer who can note down, like last time, ask few questions at the last. Who want to be volunteer? Anyone want to? Otherwise, I'll request somebody. No? Okay. Amit Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. As usual, you are the solace. Okay, we'll start the discussion. Okay. So we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam, prayers of Queen Kunti and Parikshit saved, chapter Canto 1, chapter 8, text 51 and 52. I'll try to share the. You can see the screen now. Amit Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, we can see.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Dirayate Nastaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langayate Girim Yatkripa Tamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Shri Chaitanyameshwaram Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Manitamena Tasme Shri Guruve Namah Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणी जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. So we'll read the Canto 1, chapter 8, sloka 51. Srinam Madhata Bandhunam Droyo yo aswa itotitah karma birgrahameder naham kalpo vyapohitam Srinam madhata bandhunam droho ayo swa ihotitah karma birgrahameder naham kalpo vyapohitam Srinam madhata bandhunam droho yo aswa ihotitah karma bhir grahamedher naha kalpo vyapohitam. Word by word meaning. Strinam, of the woman, mat, by me, hata bandhuna, of the friends who are killed, droha, enmity, ya, that, Aso all those iha herewith. Uttitaha has accrued karma bihi by dint of work. Grahamedhe by persons engaged in the material welfare. Na never. Aham I kalpaha can expect. Vyapohitam undoing the same. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: I have killed many friends of women and have thus caused enmity to such an extent that it is not possible to undo it by material welfare work. We'll read the purport and both slokas, then request devotees to repeat the sloka. Purport: the Gramadis are those who are only business is to perform welfare work for the sake of material prosperity. Such material prosperity is sometimes hampered by sinful activities. For materialist is sure to commit sins even unintentionally in the course of discharging material duties. To get relief from such sinful reactions, the Vedas prescribe several kinds of sacrifices. It is said that in the Vedas that by performing the Ashwamedha Yajna or sacrifice, one can get relief from even Brahma Hatya, killing of Brahmana. Yudhishthira Maharaj performed this Ashwamedha Yajna, but he thinks that even by performing such an yajna, it is not possible to get relief from the great sins committed in war. Either the husband or the brother or even the father or the son go to fight. And when they are killed, a fresh enmity is created. Thus, a chain of actions and reactions increases, which is not possible to be counteracted even by thousands of Ashwamedha Yajnas. The way of work, karma, is like that. It creates one actions and another reaction simultaneously, and thus increases the chain of material activities, binding the performer in material bondage. In Bhagavad Gita 9.27 and 28, the remedy is suggested that such actions and reactions of the path of work can be checked only when work is done on behalf of the Supreme Lord. The Battle of Kurukshetra was actually fought by the will of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. It is evident from his version, and only by his will was Yudhishthira placed on the throne of Hastinapur. Therefore, factually, no sins whatsoever touched the Pandavas, who were only the order carriers of Lord. For others, who declare war out of personal interest, the whole responsibility lies on them. Text 52. Yatha pankena pankabaha suraya surakritam bhutahatya tataivaikam na yajnair mastrum arhati. Yatha pankena pankabha suraya va surakritam bhutahatyam tataivaikam na yajnair mastrum arhati. Yatha pankena pankabha suraya va surakritam bhutahatyam tataivaikam na yajnair mastrum arhati. Synonymous, word by word meaning. Yataha, as such as, pankena, by the mud, pank ambaha, water mixed with the mud, suraya, by wine, va, either, surakritam, impurity caused by the slight touch of wine, bhutahatya, killing of animals, tataha, like that, even, eva, certainly, ekam, one, na, never, yajne, by prescribed sacrifices, mastrum, to counteract, arhati, is worthwhile. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. As it is not possible to filter muddy water through mud or purify a wine-stained pot with wine, it is not possible to counteract the killing of men by sacrificing animals. Purport. Ashwamedh Yajna or Gomedh Yajna, sacrifices in which a horse or bull is sacrificed, were not, of course, for the purpose of killing the animals. Lord Chaitanya said that such animals sacrificed on the altar of Yajna were rejuvenated and new life was given to them. It was just proved the efficacy of hymns of Vedas. But by recitation of the hymns of the Vedas in a proper way, certainly the performer gets relief from the reactions of sin. But in case of such sacrifices improperly done under the inexpert management, surely one has to become responsible for animal sacrifice. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, there is no possibility of performing the yajnas perfectly for the want of expert brahmanas who are able to conduct such yajnas. Maharaj Yudhishthir therefore gives a hint to performing sacrifice in the age of Kali. In the Kali Yuga, the only sacrifice recommended is performance of Harinam Yajna, inaugurated by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But one should not indulge in animal killings and counteract it by performing Harinam Yajna. Those who are devotees of the Lord never kill an animal for self-interest. And as the Lord ordered Arjuna, they do not refrain from performing the duty of Kshatriya. The whole purpose, therefore, is served when everything is done for the will of the Lord, and this is possible only for the devotees. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport for the first canto, 8th chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Prayers by Queen Kunti and Parishit Saved. Now I request devotees to repeat the slokas. So maybe Prabhus can repeat 51, Matajis can repeat 52. Prabhus, please go ahead.
Shriman Madhata Bandhunam Droho Yoshav Ithosthitaha Karma Bhirgruhamediye Naham Kalpo Vyapohipum.
Strinam Madhata Bandhunam Droho Yo Asau Ihotitaha Karma Bhirgrahamedhiyair Naham Kalpo Vyapohitam.
Anyone else? Please unmute and read the sloka. Hare Krishna.
Strinam madhata bandhunam droho yo asau iho hita karma bhir graham edhir naham kalpo vyapohitam.
Okay, we'll go to 52. Mataji's Mataji can repeat 52.
Yatha pankena pankabha surayava surakritam bhutahatyam tathaivaakam nayagner masrutam arhati.
यथा पंकेन पंकाम्भः सूरयावासुराकृतं भूतहत्यं तथैवैकं न यज्ञैर्मातृष्टुम् अर्हति.
यथा पङ्केन पङ्कं वा सुराया वा सुराकृतं भूताहत्यां तथैवैकं नायज्ञैर्माश्रुतम् अर्हति.
यथा पङ्केन पङ्कं वा सुरया वा सुराकृतं भूतहत्यं तथैवैक्यं न यज्ञैर्मश्रुतम् अर्हति.
यथा पङ्केन पङ्कं वा सुरया वा सुराकृतं भूतहत्यं तथैवैकं न मार्स्तुमर्हति।
यथा पंगेन यथाम्भा सूर्या वा सुराकृतं भूतहत्यां तथैवेकं न यज्ञं दुष्टमहति।
Anyone else? Hare Krishna. No? Okay, thank you. So, okay, so before we further discuss on this, I would like to seek the blessings of His Grace Vijay Venugopal Prabhu and Her Grace Prem Padmini Mataji, so that and also all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, so that we discuss few points for the pleasure of the Lord and pleasure of the devotees, and without any concoction my end, so that I can present some points whatever heard and as it is present here. Because here 52 verse Yudhishthira Maharaj says that, you know, with the mud you cannot clean the mud water. My heart is full of mud, so I cannot clean with my realization here. So I'm trying to speak whatever I heard, whatever I read from Srila Prabhupada's. It's no realization of my side, you know, it's I'm just trying to give as it is. Please bless me so that I can speak the right words. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhubhyo vacha patitana pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namaha. Antakoti Vaishnavendra. Okay. So these are two verses here. The first verse, Yudhishthira Maharaj actually lamenting, is regretting for having killed so many men. And he says some are fathers, some are husbands, some are brothers. And because of that, he's saying that I have created so many enmities, especially Striya. You know, Strinam, he says, woman. Because woman, either father, either brother, or husband, they are related. And they are the one highly impacted because of this, you know. So this is the way he is lamenting. And he's saying that by conducting Ashwamedha Yajna, I'll not be able to rectify it. It's not possible, you know. So Prabhupada actually in this lecture and some other places also, he kind of brings out the point how important or what is the duty of a king. So how glorifies Yudhishthira Maharaj as a king, because he takes a responsibility, he trying to own the responsibility. Because Prabhupada says here that no sin can touch Pandavas, because whatever Pandavas did as directed by Krishna. Bhagavatam says, Dharmastu Sakshat Bhagavat Pranitam. Whatever Krishna says, that is Dharma. So when Krishna himself ordered Arjuna and Pandavas to fight, so where is the question of sin here? But see the mood of Yudhishthira. Yudhishthira is trying to own everything and is lamenting. It's because of me, because of my desire to, you know, take the possession of the kingdom. The whole, the millions of people I've killed, and I've created enmity. So this is a good quality of, you know, good king. Now today's discussion will try to focus as a king, and we put ourselves in that place, because one other way we are also leaders. We are the leaders as a preachers or as a Siksha Gurus or whatever the positions we have. So whatever the discussion we today, we'll try to focus ourselves into that position as Yudhishthira lamenting, and we as a leaders, what is our roles, we'll try to focus on that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Yaride Katarekaha Krishna Upadesha Amara Agya Guru Hena Taradesha. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instruct everyone to follow the orders of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Krishna, as they give Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, become spiritual master, liberate everyone in this land. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, you take the orders of Krishna and preach Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and everybody become guru. And this is my instruction, he says. So, and liberate everyone. So in that instructions, we are all as a preachers, we are all as Prabhupada Anugas, we are all followers of Srila Prabhupada, we are all, in the leaders. So in this perspective, I will try to read few places where Prabhupada mentioned about the duties of the leader, duties of the kings, or duties of the teachers. I'll read few of them, and they will try to discuss few points on that. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, 3rd chapter, 21st verse, purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, the king or executive head of state, the father, the school teacher, are all considered to be natural leaders for the innocent people in general. As such, the natural leaders have the great responsibility to their dependents. Therefore, they must be conversant with the standard books of moral and spiritual codes. So again, why I'm bringing up this is that we as a teachers, we as a preachers, we have to have this responsibility. So Prabhupada is making it a point, what is our responsibility? What is we as a preachers, how we should behave, how we should react to the society. So this is what Prabhupada is saying, that we should own the responsibility for whose innocent people, the people who come to us for guidance, for who to whom we preach. We should take that message in our head clearly, so that we are able to follow Srila Prabhupada and we become right in the mood of Srila Prabhupada. In Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 18th chapter, 43rd verse, Srila Prabhupada writes, the battle of Kurukshetra was planned by Lord to establish a real representative of Lord Maharaj Yudhishthira, an ideal king, thoroughly trained by culture of devotional service and with martial spirit, makes a perfect king. Such a personal monarchy is far better than the so-called democracy of no training and responsibility. Thieves and rogues of modern democracy seeks election by misrepresentation of votes, and successful rogues and thieves devour the mass population. One trained monarch is far better than hundreds of useless ministerial rogues. And it is hinted here that by abolition of monarchical regime is like that of Maharaj Parikshit, the mass of people became open to many attacks of Age of Kali. They are never happy in overly advertised the form of democracy. So Prabhupada here is clearly bringing out how our today's democracy is, that the so-called leaders, so-called the ministers, Prabhupada uses the word, they're rogues. They're not Kshatriyas. They're not even Shudras. They have no qualities. Their only quality is to how to cheat people. With that people, we have been ruled. So we as a devotees, we should be more responsible to manage such situations so that we educate people in right direction. It is our responsibility as the Prabhupada Anugas, follow this message, what Prabhupada is saying, so that we give this message to society as such. And today ISKCON Koramangala is doing a lot of services last few days, daily Bhagavad Gita's different languages, and it's going very well, hundreds of people receiving it. So this is the actual Prabhupada Anuga's duties. This is what we can make the people aware the society is ruled by these rogues, and we should transform that. We should educate the people. That's what Prabhupada is saying here. Further, in Srimad Bhagavatam, 1st canto, 18th chapter, 44th verse, Prabhupada says, the so-called Democrats capture the administrative machine without assuming responsibility for the prosperous condition of citizens. Everyone captures the post of personal gratification, and thus, instead of one king, a number of irresponsible kings grow up to tax the citizens. So how our today's society is become so irresponsible, and there is hundreds of kings and they fight each other, they extract tax from the people they enjoy, and there is no prosperous condition given to the people, there is no service to the society. In the name of service they serve themselves. So this is the society we have. So again, it's we as a devotees, we as a Prabhupada Anugas will try to take this message, how we can take it further. Prabhupada, in one of the letter to GBC, writes, it is the duty of GBC to maintain and develop, keep them the highest standard of Krishna consciousness, give them all instructions, and let them go out and preach, making more devotees. Letter to Satsarupa, June 16, 1972. So when Prabhupada instructs to GBC, he's just not instructing GBC, he is instructing to ABC like us also. He is instructing all of us. So what is the message giving is that we have to maintain the highest standard of Krishna consciousness, so that we maintain the highest standard and we give that highest standard to the people and let them go out making more devotees. So that is the Prabhupada's mood. So whenever we put, when we read Srila Prabhupada books, whenever we hear Srila Prabhupada lectures, we should understand what is the mood of Srila Prabhupada, what is the mission of Srila Prabhupada. The mood and mission we should imbibe in our heart and start working on it. So here Prabhupada is saying that we should go out and preach and make more devotees, but at the same time we should maintain the highest standard of Krishna consciousness. Don't dilute the Krishna conscious standard, and give them all the instructions so that they can become, we become the leaders, and we become the right responsible leaders and followers of Srila Prabhupada. So since we are all doing good preaching, other day I was talking to one devotee. So I was casually talking, then I was asking Prabhu, why don't you start taking class, start preaching? So that Prabhu said, Prabhu, I will not preach. As to why? As soon as I preach, I get proud and my chanting goes to toss. So I will not preach. So this is the mood. Then I said, see, what is the mood of Srila Prabhupada? If Srila Prabhupada wanted to do his bhajan, he could have sat in Vrindavan, could have done this bhajan, right? What was need for him to take so much pain, travel to West and bring up this ISKCON society and preach, travel all over the world? What was need for it? So mood of Srila Prabhupada is to spread this glories, spread the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to make everybody guru. So as this Prabhu said, yes, it is possible that when we preach, when we start taking classes, we get good followers, we good appreciation, and naturally the human tendency, we get carried away with that, we become proud, and sometimes we think that yes, I'm the great preacher now, I'm the good speaker. I mean, that's a natural tendency to become. So here Prabhupada bringing out how we should take that mood. So I would like to take a few instances here. So if you, I think we discussed earlier also, Kanakadasa in Udupi, like, so when he was talking to his guru was asking some questions. What about my disciple? Will they go back? What about me? Will I go back? And when Kanaka says that no, your disciples have not reached that qualification, because they are good singing, good cooking, good reciting Vedas, or good speaking. Krishna doesn't want that. Krishna wants the heart. Krishna is Bhavagrahi Janardana. And even to the Guru, he says, no, Gurudev, you are not reached that level. Then Guru asks, what about you, Kanaka? Then Kanaka says, if I go, I may go. If my ego goes, I may go. So this is the point. When we get proud that, yes, everything happens me, I am doing it, then this is the problem. And in this connection, once we are talking to His Great Jagat Sakshi Prabhu. So Jagat Sakshi Prabhu was saying that Yes, you people are doing good job. All your followers, they will go back to Goloka. You will remain here. He was very serious because he was saying that you are preaching so nicely, but I don't see a transformation happens within you. Unless that happens, you will not go back, because we are repeating Prabhupada's words that will impact on others, but that should impact us. I should transform myself. My heart should change. Then only I can go back. That is real achar prachar. So when we preach, of course, I cannot preach my consciousness. Like I said in the beginning, my heart is full of mud. If I touch the heart, only mud water will come. But if I repeat what Prabhupada said, if I repeat what my Gurudev said, repeat what my seniors have said, that is the real transcendental knowledge. So that is the way we can preach. And with the mercy of only the seniors, with the mercy of Guru, mercy of Prabhupada, only we can preach. With my qualities, my intelligence, I cannot preach, because preaching is not coming from mind to mind. Preaching is heart to heart. Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito, it says, Divya Gyan comes from heart to heart. Only Bhakta can give Bhakti. So that transformation should happen in the heart. So we have to take this responsibility, then only we become strong preachers. Otherwise, Maya is so strong. Maya may, in the mind can tell that, okay, that's okay, you are a good preacher now. Today, if you don't chant, it's also fine. You have a lot of things to prepare. You have to read so much too, so that I can tell others, So that's the way mind kind of, uh, confuses us. Mind tricks us, the Maya. So we should be very, very careful on this, so that we are also followers of Srila Prabhupada in the mood of Srila Prabhupada. When you talk about the kings, Chanakya Pandita says that 1/6 of the sins done by citizens, it goes to king. Now we can understand the current so-called the kings, the ministers, the chief ministers, or prime minister, what kind of a sin they have to go through. We can kind of imagine what will be their next life. Now, coming as us, we are also leaders. We are also kings, that perspective. We also should be very careful on that. Our guru takes 100% of the sins what I do. My sins, my guru has taken it. So, and for even now he's taking it. So I should take the responsibility. I should be good at a disciple, so that I not kind of create problem for my Gurudev. So that every one of us as a preachers, we should keep the highest standard of sadhana. That's what Prabhupada says that. So otherwise, we may dilute, and that whole Prabhupada's movement will come to a situation that everybody will take it lightly. So we as a Goshtanandis, we are not Bhajananandis. We should preach and understand Prabhupada's movement. This remembers one Prabhupada's pastime. 1977, Prabhupada was in Bombay. He was very sick, and it was mentioned that he was taking some spoon of some juice in a day, nothing else. The body was full of only bones, no flesh. He was so weak and so fragile. So that's the time there was a devotee from Bangalore. I think his name is Sanat Kumar Bhattacharya. He was very kind of a strong Pancharatrika Pandit. So he came to know about Srila Prabhupada. He took a flight from Bangalore and he traveled to Bombay to meet Srila Prabhupada. So generally at that time, his secretaries were not allowing anybody to meet Prabhupada, because Prabhupada's condition was so bad in a physical point. But this devotee met and told his secretary that I took flight from Bangalore to Bombay just to meet Srila Prabhupada. Give me some time. I want personal audience with the Srila Prabhupada. And when he said the seriousness, the secretaries allowed, and they gave a one-to-one audience with the Srila Prabhupada. Everybody was asked to go out. So the conversation goes like this. The Sampat Kumar says that, Swamiji, I'm feeling very pained. You are, you're seeing, you are suffering. I'm seeing you are suffering like this. So Prabhupada is lying down on a broken words. He says, the whole world is meant for suffering. Dukkhalayam ashashvatam, Prabhupada says. Sampat Kumar says that, but still, Swamiji, there are so many people depending on you. So when you suffer, they also suffer. So Prabhupada says, what can I do? So Bhattacharya says that, Swamiji, I want to tell you something. In a Vrindavan temple, they are having your deity on the altar, and all kinds of people are coming and praying to it and offering flowers to it. You are still living. According to Pancharatra, when Acharya is living, if he puts his deity on the altar, then all suffering people are having come to his body through the deity. What when the people come and pray or touch the feet of deity in the altar, all our sins goes to the deity, goes to that personality. So you please tell your disciple to worship deity only after you leave the body. This is Sampat Kumar Bhattacharya saying that. Since your disciples are worshipping your deity in Vrindavan temple, all the people, mundane people who come, their sin is coming to you, and because of that, you are suffering today. So you are speaking as if you was giving some information to Prabhupada, which Prabhupada did not note. Prabhupada said, yes, I know. I came here to take their suffering. This is what Prabhupada said. I came here to take their suffering. Bhattacharya was shocked. It seems that Srila Prabhupada and Bhattacharya was not giving any new information. Prabhupada knew it very well. And Prabhupada said, do you have anything else to say? Then Bhattacharya, Swamiji, if that is a wish, what can I say? So why I'm narrating this, that see the mood of Prabhupada. Prabhupada came here to take the sin and take all of us back. And he and his disciples, Prabhupada disciples, they all taken so much. Even today, if you see all his disciples, they have become, over 60, and physically they are not in good health, and they are taking so much pain, so much suffering, and of course in the material perspective, in the physical perspective. And it's because it's all of us, because all of us are doing one or other. Now we as a leaders, we as a preachers, it's our responsibility that we also practice and we also maintain this highest standard. We also become the Yudhishthira like a king, so that we do the right thing for the Prabhupada's moment. So we should become a good disciple, then only we can become a good guru. Maybe few stories I would like to narrate here. Sripad Ramanujacharya's, there was a disciple called Ananta. Later he was called Ananta Alvar. One day, Sripad Ramanujacharya, during Bhagavatam class, he mentioned to his disciples that in Tirupati, to Balaji, there is nobody to do garland. I want any one of you volunteer and go and do the service offering garland to Balaji. So this Ananta, he offers himself. He says, Gurudev, I will go. He and his wife both walked from Sri Rangam to Tirupati. In those days, there is no motor vehicles, maximum be bullock cart. They all the way traveled from, Sri Rangam to Tirupati, and they started making garland, and they planted nice flower plants, and daily making a nice garland for Balaji. So summer started coming. So Ananta thought, now the water will be less. So let me have a pond so that we can have water, so that I can water the flower plants. So he was digging daily, and he was giving that mud to his wife. Wife was carrying and throwing it out. By this time, his wife was pregnant. She was carrying. So one day when doing this, a boy, maybe 10, 12 years old boy, comes and asks Ananta, my dear sir, can I help you? Ananta says, no. This is the service given to me by my Gurudev. I cannot give it to anybody else. So you can please go. And he continues, and by the time the pond gone deep, and he was putting the mud in the bucket and giving to his wife. Wife was carrying and throwing it out and coming back. So after a few days, this boy came again, and this time he did not go to Ananta. He went to his wife. He said, "My dear mother, you are already pregnant. You are finding it so difficult. Why you suffer so much? You take from your husband, give it to me. I'll throw and come. So your husband will not know." My mother thought, yeah, it's a good idea. So she took from Ananta and brought it up and gave it to this boy. Boy will throw and come back. So after some time, Ananta realized that his wife is coming faster now. So how come she is coming so fast, throwing the mud? So he came up. He saw this boy carrying the mud. He immediately took out the pickaxe, the axle, and threw it at this boy, and it went and hit this forehead of this boy, and boy ran away. And this all happened. Next day morning, Ananta was making garland. Pujari went inside the altar, opened the altar. Balaji's forehead or chin is bleeding. Pujari got scared, came running. The Lord Balaji told Pujari, "Wait, don't run, come back." So Pujari was wondering what happened. "My dear Lord, tell me." Lord said, "Can you please call the Ananta? That my dear Ananta is sitting outside. Please call him." So Pujari came running to Ananta and told Ananta that, "Ananta, Lord is calling you. Please come." So Ananta said that, "I am making garland for Lord. My garland is not finished. Once I finish the garland, I'll come." So Pujari comes back to the Lord and says that, "My dear Lord, Ananta is making garland for you. Once finish the garland, he'll come." The Lord said, "I don't want his garland. Ask him to come now." So Pujari comes back again to Ananta. Ananta, Lord doesn't want your garland. Lord wants you to come now. So Ananta says that, "Who is he to tell me? This is my Gurudev has told me to make garland, I'll make." So this is the way Ananta responds. So again, the Pujari goes back to Lord and says that, he says that Ananta saying that his Gurudev's instructions, he'll make garland and come. Then Lord says that if that is the case, let him go away from here. I don't want to be here. So Pujari comes back and says that to Ananta, if that is the case, Lord doesn't want you to be here. You know what Ananta says that, "Who is it to make you throw me out? This place, he is also tenant. This Tirupati hill is Lord Varaha's. It's not Balaji's. So who is he to tell me?" So this kind of interaction happening, Ananta and Lord through the Pujari. And he finished his garland. He carried the garland to altar, and he was not looking at Lord, because by this time Ananta realized what all things he had told. And he put his garland to Lord, and he's putting his down, and he was walking back. That time Lord says, "My dear Ananta, will you not look at my face?" So this time Ananta turns back and slowly looked at the face of the Lord. Lord's face was bleeding. Now Ananta realized what happened. To whom the pickaxe he threw? Who was the boy who came and helped? It was Balaji, none other than Lord Balaji. Now Ananta realized his mistake. Of course, he was started crying and rolling on the ground. "My dear Lord, please forgive me." But why I'm narrating this story is that, of course, even today, Lord replies to that. Lord says that, "My dear Ananta, don't worry. I actually took it as a real reciprocation of love from you, because your love for your Guru is more dear to me than your love for me." So that's what Lord says that. Why I'm narrating this is because our love for Lord will make Lord more happier than our love for Lord himself. If you please our Guru nicely, and Lord will be pleased. That is the most important lesson. Even today, it said that pickaxe is kept, and whoever devotee is going there, you can see that. because Lord wants our love for our Guru so that we are able to please the Lord. So we should be good disciple when in the process of becoming a gurus and a preachers. So like this, we should understand the mood of Guru. There is another incident, like His Divine Grace Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. His Guru Gaura Kishore Das Babaji has told Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur that never go to Mayanagari, Kolkata. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur went to Calcutta, established this mutt there, and he preached to all the Mayavadis. Now the point is that here, when Gaurakishore Babaji said, "Don't go to Mayanagari," point is that don't get trapped. But Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur did not get trapped. He converted. He was Simha Guru. All the Mayavadis were scared of even coming in front of him. He was like a lion roaring and preaching, and he was a real disciple of Gaurakishore Das Babaji. See the another incident. Gaurakishore Das Babaji, just leaving his body a few days before, he told the other sannyasis that once I leave this body, please drag my body throughout the Navadvip. This is what Gaurakishore Das Babaji said. And once Gaurakishore Babaji had left his material world, all the sannyasis were preparing to drag the transcendental body of Gaurakishore Das Babaji to Navadvip. That time, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur appears. He was furious. How dare you to do this? My Gurudev's body, how can you do this? So they said, no, he has told. What mood he has said that? He was told in a humility, out of humble nature, he told. But what, as a disciple, we should understand the mood of Guru. Mood of our Guru and Acharya, we should practice. Of course, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati challenged them and stopped, and he did the samadhi for himself as Guru. So why I'm narrating again is that we should become such a disciple, then we can become a good Guru. And we know the Bhagavatam, there is a story of how Bali Maharaj disobeyed instructions of Sukracharya. For what? When Vamanadev asked for 3 feet land, Bali Maharaj, of course, gave the word, and Shukracharya knew this boy is not ordinary boy. This boy is Lord himself, and he'll cheat. And Shukracharya refused, or Shukracharya advised Bali Maharaj, don't do this. You will be doomed. This boy will take away everything. But Bali Maharaj disobeyed, because for the higher cause, for the pleasure of the Lord, he has disobeyed his Guru. So again, we need to understand the mood in which the Guru's instructions, Guru's mission, and we would follow that, and we should practice in our life. We should become that kind of a king, that kind of a leader who can help the society, and we should become real Prabhupada Anugas. I remember one of the pastime in my Gurudev, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Once Srila Prabhupada told him, of course, Srila Prabhupada given so many instructions. Once Srila Prabhupada told him, Jayapataka, if you can get 1 rose per day, my longevity will increase. That's what. And Jayapataka Maharaj ran, of course, that's the first day. He ran out from the temple searching for the flower. And later he mentions that the temple president was not happy because he had some service. But the point is that service to Guru is most important than the service to Krishna. He ran and somehow got the flowers for Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada was very pleased. So we should understand the mood of Guru. We should understand the mission of Guru, and we should practice. In one of the lecture, His Grace Amarendra Prabhu says there are 4 kinds of disciples. So, of course, jokingly mentions that generally when Guru comes, we go pay obeisances and say that, my dear Gurudev, so I'm so pleased, I'm so blessed your presence, Gurudev, and please instruct me, give me some instructions. What is the instruction, Gurudev? And in this case, the Guru says, my dear disciple, can you get few bananas for me? That's all the Guru asked, of course, in Amrendra Prabhu is mentioning that. So, disciple got the instruction to get few bananas. Disciple comes out of the room and never comes back. This first type of disciple. He says this type of disciple is an absconding disciple. He never comes back. Instruction is there and never comes back. Now, instruction in this case for a kind of example purpose for bananas, but instruction could be anything. Guru's instruction could be, preach or donate or anything. But if you don't go back and don't do that, we are become this absconding disciple. Next type of disciple, the same set of disciple, Guru says, okay, can you please get few bananas for me? What the disciple does, comes back and delegates somebody else. The temple president delegates to secretary tells to some Bhaktivishya leaders tells somebody else, and somebody, and at the end, nobody brings that. So delegation, when Guru's instruction, it cannot be delegated 100%. Guru's instruction for me, I have to do it myself. So I can get it done if possible. Otherwise, I have to do myself. So this second kind of disciple is a delegating disciple. Now, third type of disciple is that who gets this message that Guru wants a banana. He comes out and tells everybody, hey, my dear, I got instruction, my Guru, that Guru wants bananas. And he keeps on going, that Prabhu, this Mataji, that Prabhu, this Mataji, saying that, no, I got instruction to bring bananas. But banana doesn't go to Guru. The service is not done. We keep glorifying ourselves. If keep saying that I got this instructions, my Guru told me to, but what I have done. This is the third, the type of disciple, the rumor disciple. And the fourth disciple is that one keep questioning. So when Guru asks the disciple to get banana, Guru says, Gurudev, where can I get banana? Guru says, if that shop is closed, and how do I go to that shop? How far is that? So this kind of a cross questioning to Gurudev. So whenever the Guru's instructions, the mercy comes along with that. Srila Prabhupada's, this the type of Guru is kind of questioning Gurus. So there are four types of Guru we discussed: absconding Guru, delegation Guru, rumor Guru, and questioning Guru. Now, when you're questioning Guru,
Prabhu, Guru or disciple, Prabhu?
Huh?
Guru or disciple?
Sorry, disciple. I'm sorry, extremely sorry. Disciple. Yeah. Absconding disciple, delegating disciple, rumor disciple, and questioning disciple. Yeah. So in this case, remember when Srila Prabhupada's time, Srila Prabhupada is like, for example, Shyam Sundara Prabhu. He told them that you go to London and preach. They had nothing actually. They did not know anybody. But they took the word of Srila Prabhupada. They never questioned it. They went to London and they established the preaching movement there. So like that, so many other disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they just took the words of Srila Prabhupada because that is the real mood of Srila Prabhupada. That's mood of disciple we should follow. So before we move further, so this would be a quality of a disciple. So before we become a good leader, good Guru, we should become good disciple. Other day I was listening a lecture by His Grace Makanlal Prabhu. He was mentioning about cry, CRY. So if you want to become a good disciple, we should imbibe these three letters, CRY, cry. C stands for chanting. Chanting and hearing the holy name, it should be perfect. When we do that, our balance qualities becomes good. Srila Prabhupada said 99% of your bhakti depends on chanting. So that's the first and foremost, our focus should be on chanting. Even when His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj initial days in Mayapur, so he was so busy in the temple constructions. And one day Jayapataka Maharaj went and asked Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I'm so busy throughout the day, I'm not able to chant. Prabhupada said, chant your rounds first. That's the most important. Then do the services. So that instruction Prabhupada given to many places. So we have to chant nicely, in attentively possible, as much as possible. Of course, it's difficult, so we have to endeavor it. We have to practice as much as possible. That is the first point. Second is reading. When we preach, we read, but that's not the good reading. Reading for the sake of preaching is third class reading. So we should read daily. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. It says Nityam, Prabhupada says Nityam is not daily also, it's always. We should read, hear Srila Prabhupada and his gurus, his disciples, books or lectures. With that, we'll be able to understand the mood of Prabhupada. So whenever we read Prabhupada books, we should look for what is that Prabhupada is trying to say. How I will take this lesson from this. What is that transformation required in my heart in this? What is that Prabhupada is telling me in this? So not because generally we, whenever read Prabhupada books, mood and mission, what is that, practical application and what is a preaching application? These are the four things we look at. Practical application is on topmost. Yes, what is that for me? Yes, then we'll also look at preaching application, because preaching application required to preach others, so that I will not able to use my intelligence. I can preach what Prabhupada said that. So reading is to be done in that mood. Third is yearning. Yearning is the English translation goes a feeling of intense longing for something. We should have that intense longing. Yes, Prabhupada, please, please, please engage in your service. Prabhupada, please bless me so that I can preach few words. So that is the intense feeling to preach Srila Prabhupada's movement. That cry, CRY, need to, as a disciple, we should do that. So in one of the lecture, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj, my Gurudev, says that you cry that you are not able to cry. When we go in from the Lord, we should cry. He says that if you're not able to cry, you cry that not able to cry. And he repeats at least 10 times, if you're not able to cry, please cry that you're not able to cry. Repeatedly says that, because that intense longing has to come, that cry mood has to come. That prayer is only can help us to progress in our bhakti as a disciple. When we become a good disciple, we can become a good guru. So, because otherwise we will be carried away with the kind of name, fame, glories we get, the appreciation we get. So now with this, we'll like to conclude here. Before concluding a few points, leaders take responsibility of actions. We should take responsibility for actions. We are responsible for the people whom we guide, we educate them. We are responsible for ISKCON. We are responsible for Srila Prabhupada's movement. We are responsible for our Gurudev, so that the ISKCON movement, our gurus are protected from our sin, and we keep that highest standard. We are preachers, we are Prabhupadangas, we are not Bhajanandis. We are not here to go and sit to an isolation place. We are here to preach the glories. And for that, we are ready to take risk, whatever risk. Prabhupada has taken a lot of risk, and he's put his life itself in risk. And Prabhupada disciples taken risk. So we are indebted to that movement. We should take that risk and to preach the glories. Of course, take the calculated risk with the mercy of Guru and Prabhupada. Then with their mercy, we'll be able to progress in that. At the same time, we take care that we remain grounded, not intoxicated with the proud. That is the most dangerous thing in our things. And be a good disciple, and so that we can become a good guru, and cry that CRY, chant, read, intense longing, yearning for mercy of the Lord and Prabhupada. So with that, here Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying that even the Ashwamedha Yagyas or the other Yagyas cannot counteract the sin what we've done. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us a simple Yagya, Harinam Yagya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This Yagya can counteract, but doesn't mean that I should repeat the sin. Then that's what Prabhupada says, that even, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pardoned Jagai Madai with the only condition that they said, okay, we'll not repeat again. Yes, we are also, I'm talking myself, done so many sins. At least if I stop doing it, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will pardon, Srila Prabhupada will pardon, and we'll be able to good disciples. And with that, we'll be able to good, Guru. Hare Krishna. We'll stop here. Any comments, questions? We'll leave devotees to answer.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.
Thank you very much for very beautifully conveying all the points of Prabhupada to from the devotees. Prabhu. I just want to add some things which I had thought. I'll start from the last and then move on to the first. First is about the 4 types of disciples you talk about. So in the second type of disciple, that this delegating disciple was looked down on. So I think that actually delegation is an absolute must. And one who doesn't delegate is a failure. He cannot be a leader or this thing. The point should be that delegated to make sure it is done. Yes. For example, Guru Maharaja, he's been given the task of 100,000 big books, all that. So he's delegated it to us. But he keeps on making sure it's done. From that time till now, he's constantly telling us about it. So we should delegate. Being a delegating disciple is not wrong. It is extremely good. We should not dab everything for ourselves. We should distribute it, but we should make sure it gets done. First, about the second type of disciple.
Yeah.
Then 4th type of disciple, what is that? What is the 4th type?
Yes, from fourth type is it's like cross questioning.
Questioning Guru.
Now, questioning again. So we have to remember about questioning, just because sometimes people will again get confused. So we must remember what Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. Absurd inquiry and then blindly following both are to be condemned. So it is not that the disciples just blindly did whatever Prabhupada said. They always, if they thought that they couldn't understand, they asked him the reason and he will explain it. So it is only absurd, inquiry which is condemned, but not, actually you must understand. You don't understand what the Guru is saying and you go and do some nonsense. Oh, Guru said, and then you not understood actually. So you should understand properly, ask all questions required to understand.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my first.
Just on that, Prabhu. So here whole concept is that the 5 bananas doesn't come to Guru. That is the point.
Yeah, that is all. But what will happen is you'll say something, people will remember something else. That is why I want to clarify. Someone says something, some idea, someone misinterprets and they goes and repeats. Like this Chinese whisper name. It's like that.
Thank you, Prabhu.
So when we speak, someone else associate, suppose when we speak, if someone else is hearing and they should also point out that, okay, Prabhu, you said like this, but someone may misunderstand, so clarification, it is good to give.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you.
Second, about this Gadapara, which you talked about, that Ananta, he had that digging implement, remember? So that implement, which is a big rod, they call it Gadapara in Tamil. This is actually, you can see it, you go to Tirupati, and you ask them, I want to see that, it is there, it is mounted on the back of a door, very high, it's about 12 feet, it's a huge implement, is actually there. Unfortunately, it is fully neglected, covered with cobwebs and all that, even though it's a divine implement. But the next time you go to Tirupati, you can all ask and they'll show you that and see that, because that is one rare thing which you can actually see. That is about Gadapara. Then the other next thing was about this lecturer, some devotee, he told you that, oh, I will not give class because then I will think I'm great. But how can you think you're great? It is, for example, there is 2 types. Say there is one Mercedes car and there is one third-class Chinese car. Now, the one who's selling the Mercedes car is great, or the one who's selling the Chinese car is great, right? So, selling a Mercedes car is nothing at all, because the product is there. All you're doing is presenting it. So, you can't call yourself great, but third-class Chinese car, That you are able to convince someone, that is greatness.
It's true.
So when we are followers of Prabhupada, we are doing nothing great. We are giving what Prabhupada said, and we are going. So how can we feel great about it? On the other hand, if you are some bogus guru is there and his thing is being sold, that is hats off. I think they're really good because all the philosophy you are able to sell. So that is what you can reply to that person who said, "I will not preach."
Yeah, it's true.
Then another thing about leader, that leader means he has to be the leader means always think that leader means authority, but actually leader means servant. A leader is actually leader is in a position, he's servant of everyone. He's servant of his seniors, he's servant of his juniors also. So why is he servant of the juniors? Because he's responsible for them. You mentioned he's responsible. Not that he has authority, he's responsible for them. So whether it is your children or others, you have to make all the responsibilities which you have for them, you have to discharge. So if you're discharging responsibilities, that means you are their servant. So no one should ever think that leadership is one thing to enjoy. It is not. Leadership is all round. You have to be a servant. If you are the bottommost person, he's not servant of everyone because he's so full of anatas, he thinks he's a lot. But the more you are a leader, the more you are a servant. So that leader should never forget.
Thank you, Prabhu.
And the last point, which you didn't elaborate on that, Yudhishthira said that all these yajnas are of no use. They are never going to neutralize my karmas. The only thing which will neutralize is serving Krishna. Only by serving Krishna, your karmas will get neutralized. So here I want to mention something. Ashriknath Prabhu mentioned it to me, so I'm mentioning it to you. We are getting an altar, okay? Koramangala Center. Now, we are going to get a cheap altar, right? Remember that center is meant for...
Sorry, you're muted, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. You're not able to hear, Prabhu.
Can you hear me?
Your voice is breaking.
That's all right.
Yes, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
You can hear now?
Yes, Prabhu. Now we can hear you. Yeah.
Just a second. You can hear? Okay, fine.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah.
So, we are getting now, the whole thing is about Krishna. Gaurantaya are the center. And there is nothing in the center which is dedicated solely for Gaurantaya except the altar. Everything else is being used by others. So, when we are doing interior decoration of our apartment, how many lakhs we spend? So for us to spend is 1.5 lakhs for this altar is nothing at all, because they are Gaurantaya, the Supreme Lords. And they have agreed to come to our center, so we should treat them completely royally. And actually, 1.5 lakhs altar is not very royal, it's quite ordinary. But this is what we can afford now. So I just wanted to say, if anyone has anything that we should buy a cheap altar, how can you want to give a cheap altar to Gaurantaya? So let us all quickly give our donations and make sure that that we are able to get this wonderful altar. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prasadeshwara.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Dandavat Pranam. Anyone else? Any comments, questions?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. It was an excellent class. Thank you for that.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Prabhuji, I would like to say that we already placed an order with Ujjain temple, because they're the only temple in ISKCON manufacturing or carving out the beautiful altars throughout the world. And so I believe a couple of places in Bangalore they have delivered. That means they have already sent it. One is Pramadita